What is happening, everyone? It is Saturday night, September 14th, and we are just going to go live here. Why not? We got college football right now. We got the NFL tomorrow, so let's go ahead and do it. I didn't warn anybody, just going live. Why not? So you guys can watch this now or after if you want, but I wanted to show everyone our new Discord here. Let's take a look real quick. We got a pretty cool setup. Show you all the sick Discord at the Sharp app. So my name is Mike, go by the Schwami, and I am with the Sharp app. We are the #1 top props and betting tool in the industry. We got a new Discord set up with all the coaches channels here. We got, if you can come and join us for free, get in our free picks channel. We got a general channel where you can chat, and then if you have any questions, you can ask them there. But if you go pro, you can, get in all of our channels where you're getting questions you can have with any of the coaches. We got all of our different sports channels on here, and we got picks for college football tonight, NFL, props. We have soccer. We really got it all right now, and we are blowing up. This is our season. This is our most profitable time of year, and I wanted to just kind of go over the week I had in the Discord here, some of the positive CLV on the picks that I've had so far. So I picked Jaden Daniels at the beginning of the week under 199. He's now at 193. So you can see we're on the right side of things. This again was just set up today in our Discord here, but Bryce Young, we got under 195, and now he's at 188. So these are the picks you're getting early by becoming a pro member here. Brock Purdy over 19.5 completions. I was on. We got him he's at 20.5 now on the books. Johnny Munt over 17.5. Now he's 18.5. So you get the idea here. We are all over it with our Proptimizer. So that's the #1 tool at the Sharp app. We are making these picks and getting them out to you right away so that you can get them before these numbers are bumped, and it's going to be a lot harder to win these bets. So you want to become a part of this community that we have. We have 6,500 members here, and as you can see, we're making the right picks each and every day, and over the long term, you are going to be profitable with our team. So we got a couple of specials right now. We got a 20% off with my link, and we also have, if you aren't a part of Sleeper or Prize Picks, you just have to use promo code Schwami. Deposit into one of those. Just send me a DM, and I'll send you proof, or send me a DM with proof, and I will send you a code for 2 free months. So pretty good deal there. I mean, that's a deal worth, just a couple $100 right there. You're going to get your full deposit match at Prize Picks of $100. Sleeper right now is $1,000 deposit match for the NFL season. So pretty awesome stuff. So let's take a look at some of the other picks that I put out today and earlier in the day. So let's see. This one started already, but I also have Lamar Jackson under 216.5 passing yards. So this number is going to keep going down. They're going to probably tear up the Raiders on the ground, and they're not a team that needs to pass the ball. I mean, they've been the #1 rushing team and they're not one to really push it, right? So Lamar Jackson on the under is still looking good. I will take you to our free picks channel if you're not in the Sharp app Discord, and I will show you some of those picks. I just put this free pick in my new coaching channel here, because we went back to the coaching channels at the Sharp app so that we can encourage everybody to chat and they don't have to feel like they're blowing everyone up here. So here's our free picks channel. You got our free videos. I do have a free pick that a lot of these haven't started yet. For MMA, Prize Picks has a promo, and to make sure that you guys get all the promos, and you know about them. So one of them today was a $5 protected play. I got a $5 one. I don't know. Maybe you have one that's higher. Sometimes they go. It just depends on, what kind of winnings you have, I think, with Prize Picks as far as what they're going to give you. But here's my my picks. I think this is the only one. Rosas Jr. is the only one that started here, I believe. The rest of these are still available, so you can copy the link in the free pick section. And if you want another 6 pick, you can just add another pick there to get your full 25 times. I think I would probably take O'Malley. I think he's projected to go the distance. I don't know if he's going to win this one, but I would take him maybe over Significant Strikes if as my 6th pick, if I didn't get in this already. So that's my recommendation, at least. And then here's the Boom Fantasy already started, but Tajay Spears over 2.5 receptions. If you just take a look at the single those, if you take a look at those that way. Josh Reynolds had a good week last week, so over 24.5 receiving yards. I think he's bumped up to 26 now, but usually I'm all over this stuff, getting it out to you guys early, like I said, before these bumps happen here. And then let's see if there's anything else. I do have a couple of videos out that you might want to take a look at with some of those props as well for tomorrow, for tomorrow's games. So college football is pretty volatile. We have Statsational, who's all over it, one of the top minds in the business, and he's putting out picks for college. So is Capper Steve and Anthony. Let's see if we have anything that hasn't started yet, and I can show you guys. Let's see. We have a new Discord, so I'm not quite. There we go. Just figuring everything out here. So let's see. I'm not sure if any of these later games have started, but here's some of the picks just to show you guys what's going on at the Sharp app. All of our stuff is tracked, and you can see Mitch has a couple of bets placed on MLB and college football. Capper Steve had Fresno State with the spread of 19.5, Colorado -7.5. So I think that game, started about an hour ago, I believe. So there's that. I wish these games had the times on them, because I wanted to get you guys some free picks, whoever ends up watching this video here. But regardless, that's okay. We'll take a look at the at the props for tomorrow. We generally like to put out our props the night of or in the morning. We do have a John's Statsational's K-prop model, which is really good. And I took all of these. I usually take most of them, if not all, but this is one of the things you'll get as a pro member, and that's the K-prop. So 2 of these games, let's see, these games are all going on right now, so you may be able to still get in on Tobias Myers under if you do a live bet. And then Mason Black on the Giants hasn't started yet, under 3.5. at minus 130, at worst minus 150. So you can, I did it on, took this bet on Flip as well as on, pick'em sites. So I generally like to pair them up because they're juiced pretty heavily, but you pair them up and you are at plus money. So take those K props. We are all over it. And like I said, over time, they are absolutely crushing. So here's a couple of picks for tomorrow. Got a 3-leg parlay here from Mitch, Ezekiel Elliott, anytime touchdown scorer, Amon Ra, St. Brown, Sun God, touchdown score, and then Kyren touchdown score. So I've seen a lot of people have that Kyren touchdown score. So that seems to be a good one here. And then Statsational has Patrick Mahomes. He's got some props here. So this is just the stuff you guys are going to see as a pro member. Obviously, we're going to have a lot more, like I said, but we'll give you some freebies for being on the live stream here. So Patrick Mahomes under 24.5 completions. That one is minus 109. Derek Carr, I had this earlier in the week at 32.5. So he's rolling with me there. Malik Willis, I like as well, over a half, to pass for a touchdown. That one's juiced pretty heavily, so I always like to pair those up like I'm talking about. And then Justin Herbert, he's got under 1.5 touchdowns. He really has no receivers, so that's why you saw like J.K. last week do pretty well. It's tough for Herbert to get passing touchdowns with no Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, or Austin Eckler on the team, who were their top, targets last year. And then Jameson Williams, he's going with, again, over 3.5 receptions. So it looks like it's going to be the year of Jameson Williams. So this is, seems like a low number at 3.5, the way, the kind of game that he had last week. And then Travis Kelce over 5.5 receptions there. And both of those last ones are at plus money, it looks like. So not bad there, getting those at plus money. And like I said, a lot of these bump, so you want to get these, early when we're getting them, because they can move quick at the sports book. So and then Mutt tomorrow has Jonathan Taylor anytime TD and Malik Neighbors at 6+ receptions for plus 110 on FanDuel. I have not put my props out, but I've been putting plays out all week for you. So those are the K props there. I've put out a couple of pick'ems already, but here's one right now. They have like I said, the promos, I'm making sure everyone's taken care of on these. They got the O'Malley promo. So I paired him with Johnny Munt over 17.5 receiving yards. It's already been bumped to 18.5. So again, you want to become a Sharp App Pro member, because we have, we get this stuff out early to you guys, while you can get it at value. So I got another promo was the Sleeper Protected. If you deposited $15 on Thursday, they give you a protected play yesterday. So here were my touchdown scores: Deebo Samuel, Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson, who looks great, Mike Evans, I mean, he's ageless, and then CeeDee Lamb against New Orleans with Dak Prescott at home, who they were absolutely destroying teams in the regular season last year, and I expect them to continue that this year. So those are my touchdown scores for that Sleeper Protected pick promo. As you can see, last night I went with some of the K props with parlay play. They had a boost for Kyle Tucker, and then I took a couple of the props that I liked, and those ones hit for us. So good stuff there. We are putting out all kinds of picks for you, no matter what sports you're looking for. As you can see, Statsational put out soccer plays and showing you what has the best edge for soccer. I'm not a huge, soccer head, but we have the models to give you the best edge in the game. And it looks like here, if we're looking at this, it looks like the best edge is going to be on Girona over Barcelona here. I don't know when that game played, but just to let you know what we got going on at the Sharp app. So that is that. I was going to take a look, see if anyone started chatting, but let me know. Let's see. Malik Willis under 165 passing yards. Let me see. Let's take a look at our Proptimizer. I'll take a look at the Proptimizer with you guys, so feel free to comment if you got any questions, but let's take a look at I'm happy to look at whatever you guys want. So Malik Willis is one of the top plays on the Proptimizer. So you're looking at the under. So this number has been steadily going up, I believe. Has it been going up or down? It's been one way or the other here. I'm not sure, but let me share my screen here. There we go. So Malik Willis, we got, I don't remember which way this has been going, but right now the Proptimizer is showing the over, so I would not take the under right now. I don't think he's a very good quarterback, but they are at home. You know, I mean, he has started in the past. Wasn't he on Tennessee? And he was pretty bad, but 165 yards. I mean, they do have some really good receivers on Green Bay, so I would have a tough time, man, taking the under on 165 yards, even though he's a backup quarterback that is not very good. You know, I mean, you got Dontavian Wicks, you got Reed, you got Christian Watson, Josh Jacobs is going to get yards in the air. You know, you got Musgrave, Kraft. I mean, they have so many different weapons on their team. Romeo Dobbs. So I would shy away from the under. I'm just passing on that one. What I did with Malik earlier this week, if you saw any of my, I don't know if I did it on the stream or if I did it in any of the free picks, but I took the under on his rushing yards, under 33 and a half. And now I'm not sure what it's at, but I believe it's down to 31 and a half. So I got it at the right, at the right spot at 33, but so it's up to you. But I mean, I don't generally, when you see a number like this, 165, and then you have 40 yards, the Sharp app projection is at 205. So we're projecting him 40 yards more than 165. So to me, that's kind of a fade. I don't like it when there's that big of a discrepancy, because I'm more edging towards you, Alex, from Florida. So I don't really think that he's going to have a pass for 200 yards. Bucks Lions game be a shootout? Yes, I think it's going to be a shootout. I'm definitely going to be targeting that one in DFS this week. So Chris Godwin looks really good. Mike Evans. I mean, I'm just thinking about it from the DFS perspective. I don't have, I would say Montgomery for a touchdown, but he was like minus 150. So I would probably pair him up with somebody else. I like Laporta actually a lot in that game. So I'm not sure. I look at our Proptimizer here for as far as the top props, because if you see, you have a 42% edge right now on Malik Willis. And feel free, anyone else, to ask any questions. Happy to answer them for you. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. So I do like, where your head's out, thinking about it being a shootout and everything. So let me pull it up on my app here real quick, because we do have also, when you are a pro member at the Sharp app, we do have the game line as well. So that could be interesting to look at, where the money's going. So that's kind of where I would be looking if there's no edge on player props. So let's take a look. So the total in the game right now is at 51 for Tampa Bay and Detroit. We got a 71% chance to win on the AI prediction at the Sharp app for the Lions. The spread is -6 right now. Let's take a look. So the public is on Tampa Bay on the spread, so they're at the +6, but the sharp betters, and that's where we kind of have an edge. We kind of let you know where the sharp money is going, and no one else that I know, not a lot of people, a lot of apps and places have this kind of information, but 69% of the money is going towards the spread on Detroit. So a big difference there, 45% difference between the money percentage. So we want to follow the money. You always follow the money because the sharp betters are where the money is going. So I would, if I were to be looking to make a bet here, you know, it's going to be either on Detroit on the spread or potentially the over. So we have the money also coming in on the over 51. Yeah, over 51, 71% of the money is coming on the over as well. And then if we take a look at the money line, that one is a little bit of a toss up there. That one, 46% of the money is coming on the Bucks, 54% on the Lions. So to me, that would be a fade. So we'd be looking at, yeah, the over total or the spread and taking the Lions at -6. So sorry, I can't show you that one right there, but that's off of the app right there on my phone. So I'm working. Hopefully one of these days I can figure out how to share my phone. And it's so weird because you can show your phone on like the TVs really easily, but it's a lot tougher to show on a PC. So I could probably show it on my Mac laptop, but I got a setup here with like 4 monitors, and for whatever reason, I got my mic and my camera, but I'm having trouble setting up my my screen mirroring. So let me know if you guys have any kind of apps that you like for screen mirroring. But if there's no other questions, yeah, we'll take a look at some props here that I've picked. So Kyle Juszczyk, I mean, CMC's out again. I picked Kyle Juszczyk last week, and he smashed the over on receiving yards with 40 in the Monday night game. I took him again this week at over 4.5. He's gone. I don't believe this Fanatics is right. So he's all the way up to 7.5 on FanDuel. So you can still get him at 4.5 at MGM. And then at Underdog, if you are pairing, you know, doing a pick 'em. So in October, we should have 60 books on our site, which is going to be sweet. If you are a Sharp App member or looking at becoming one. But yeah, make sure you guys follow and give me a like as well. It does help me out here because I'm just starting up these streams, so I do appreciate it. Let's see, what was another one? Oh, Foster Moreau. If you saw any of my other videos I put out, that was a one that I like. So Foster Moreau over 8.5, over 8.5 yards. This one is all the way. So he's at 8.5, and then he's at 13.5 on FanDuel. So if you can still get him at 8.5, that's what I took him at. So I do have a promo code for Fliff. If you don't have Fliff, it's a social gaming app. They have a free Sean O'Malley square tonight for $10. So you get $100 match on Fliff, and then you get that free square tonight to get another $10. So I know some of you have been asking me questions on that, so I can answer any of those as well. But Foster Moreau, I mean, he's been Derek Carr's guy since the Raiders Derek Carr loves to throw to tight ends. You see Foster Moreau has hit 4 out of last 5 with Derek Carr on the over. So this number's too low. I mean, last 10, 80%, and then 73% over his last 15. So this is what the Proptimizer is going to give you. It's going to give you the best edges, 32% edge, which is insane. So props right now, guys, is where it's at with the NFL week 2. You know, the books are just way behind on these props. I don't know if it's too much data for them or what. They're a lot sharper on, you know, game lines, spreads, things like that. But props is a newer thing and it's becoming so popular. I believe it's like 70% of the bets right now is on props too, because they're so much more profitable right now. They just, you know, we're crushing it right now at we crushed it in week 1, absolutely crushed the books, and we're going to do it again in week 2. So I mean, you know, you don't have to be a mathematician to see it right here, right? With Foster Moreau. So we got him projected at 20 yards and he's at 8.5 on the books. It's crazy. So we are all over that. Another one is Juwan Jennings. You know, I mean, end of last year, beginning of this year, look at this, 4 out of 5. You know, we don't necessarily look at 4 out of 5. You know, we don't love looking at just your last 5. We like to take a look at your last 15, but still 67% over his last 15 games. That's great for a better 67%, right? We'll take 54% as a better. We like 54.25%. That's kind of the magic number. So 67% over 15.5. You know, this is getting bumped up all the way to 22.5. So Juwan Jennings is another one. CMC is not going to be, you know, he's a pass catcher and he's not going to be in the game catching passes. So some of those could definitely go to Juwan. He's becoming a more trusted receiver. They gave him a contract, you know, in the off season, and he's a reliable guy. So we like that. We also had him. We have him down here as well on receptions. So receptions can actually be a safer bet because they're just a little bit more predictable. So I took him over the 1.5 receptions. And so that was on Fliff, because the one thing I will say about Fliff is that they do like to get their juice. So they don't want to give you a over 2.5 at plus 375. They don't want to give you a bet at plus money, and neither do a lot of books, right? So so if you can get plus 2.5, sure. If that's really there at Fanatics, I'm in a non-legal sports betting state, so I can't use Fanatics. But if you can get that, sure, absolutely. Like, take that plus money all day, you know. But I was not able to do that, so I took the over 1.5, which would be 4 out of his last 5 on the over there. So definitely like Juwan Jennings over, you know, 1.5 receptions or 2.5 even. And then another one that I liked was Josh Oliver over 8.5. This, when I picked it up earlier, if you saw my video, it was at like minus 110. He's at minus 135, but I mean, there's no TJ Hawkinson right now. Josh Oliver and forget what his name is, but the other tight end there, it'll come to my mind. But those are kind of you know, those are the tight ends that are kind of picking up the slack there for Hawkinson. I mean, 5 out of his last 5. This number is getting bumped up to 10.5. So if you can get it at 8.5 still, take it. We got him projected for 21, 22. He had 27 last week against the Giants. So Josh Oliver all day there. We'll take that. And then I think, yeah, those were kind of the top plays on the board that I liked. Gus Edwards, not a fan. Dontavian Wick, same thing with Malik Willis. I just don't know what Malik's going to do. Let's see. Khalil Herbert, I did not see this one earlier, so I kind of want to take a look at this. Over 11.5 rushing yards seems like it could be decent. I don't see the logs for him. I'd like to see the game logs, but it looks like over 11.5 could be decent if we have them projected at 23. So that might be a play that I haven't taken yet. I did take Nelson Aguilar going up against the Raiders. He has, everybody started talking about Rashad Bateman being the number 2 receiver. Obviously, the number 2 and 3 receivers seem to be, Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. But if you are talking about, your true, just your number 2 wide receiver, it could be Aguilar, it could be Bateman, but Aguilar has been pretty reliable, 73% over his last 15 on this number here. And I always think that coaches and quarterbacks like to get the ball to their guy that has been on that team. So Nelson Aguilar was on the Raiders before, and it just seems like that's how, they like to kind of stick it to that team a little bit too. But regardless of that narrative, he's been over this number and 73% over his last 15 games. So if you can, Prize Picks has it still at 7.5. So that's where I took it, I believe, on my TikTok video. So you guys can also find me over there. But I did take him on Prize Picks because we want to get the value, right? I mean, you never know what's going to happen. He might get 8 yards and you get hooked on the 8.5. So if I can get him on Prize Picks, I'll take him on Prize Picks. So that's where I took him, because that's the only one that I saw at 7.5. And I paired him up with, actually, let's just take a look. I got my Prize Picks up. I was going to make some Prize Picks plays if anyone wanted me to, but let's see. Yeah, I paired him up with here was my play from my video today. So Nelson Aguilar, I had over 7.5 yards. Then Xavier Gibson under 11.5 receiving yards. And then I had Trey Tucker on the other side of the game over 16.5 receiving yards. And then Calvin Ridley under 46.5 receiving yards. So all of these were like this morning. So I know Calvin Ridley's already been bumped down to 43.5, and I don't love taking bumps. So again, you want to get, make sure that you're notified and everything on these videos and plays, because we are getting them out early. We love to get that positive CLV when the line moves in your favor, and it generally does when I'm making these plays, because I'm taking them off the Proptimizer, which is in real time showing us what books have what lines and giving us the best edge here. So that's why we crush the sports books, is because we're all over this. So let's take a look at some of the other plays here. So you were talking about that Detroit Lions Tampa Bay game. I mean, I feel like a lot of times I like these receivers, these backs, as far as props go. I've had a lot of success with playing these receivers that are, second, third receiver, or your back that is the backup. So Trey Palmer over 9.5 receiving yards. I like that play. 5 out of his last 5. Man, look at this, 80% over his last 10 and 15. And it's at plus money on Pinnacle. Yes, please. I'll take that plus money. So we're projecting him at 15. I mean, of course, the attention is going to be on Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but I mean, we're saying, the books are saying that Trey Palmer can't get one catch for 10 yards. I think he's going to get one catch for 10 yards tomorrow. I mean, the odds say he's going to, and so they're giving us plus money at Pinnacle right now, or Prize Picks is at 8.5. So we'll take Prize Picks and pair him up with Nelson Aguilar. That's what I do. That's what I'll go ahead and take a look. I mean, I already have Nelson Aguilar on a couple plays, but let's go ahead and make a play for Prize Picks. Why not? Trey Palmer. I'm just putting him in on Prize Picks. And then Trey Palmer over 8.5 receiving yards. So this will get bumped. I can pretty much guarantee you that if they are the only one that has him this low, Prize Picks will bump him pretty quickly. Let's see. All right, let's see if we can find anyone else. Khalif Raymond, as Geek likes to say. So this you want to be careful of when you see a line like this. If you guys are taking a look at, props, because you do want to be careful sometimes with these third receivers if they're projecting him for 30 yards and the number is skewed, right? He's got a huge game with 50 yards and then one with 29, and then he's got 3 other games where it's 0 or 11 and 12 yards. So they take the mean, the middle number, which doesn't really help you sometimes when somebody isn't consistent, right? That's going to say that he's getting this every single game when he's not. So just be careful with that when you're taking a look and you're like, oh man, they're projecting him for 30 and his line is at 15.5. Like, to me, this is a fade. I would not play this because I'm looking at 2 out of the last 5 games and 40% of the last 10 games that he went over this number. So that's not really a good play. So just kind of so you can see what I'm looking at here. So this was a good play though. Lamar Jackson, I did take under passing yards, under 220, like I said at the beginning of the stream with that play on Better. I don't think they're going to need to throw the ball, so why do it? I mean, they're good at running the ball, and they're happy to grind out that clock against the Raiders. So if you're going to take on Lamar, if you're going to take a play on Lamar, I'd take the under. I only did the Better play, which was like, I don't know if that was the $5 play, but I'm not like in love with the play, but I like it. But as you can see, 40%, he's only been under 40% of the time, in the last 15 games. So it's not like my favorite play in the world, but I do like it. Just if the game script plays out like how everybody thinks it's going to play out. We'll just go to the next page on the Proptimizer here, see if we like anything real quick. Let's see here. Take a look at the Dallas tight end over 15.5, because I know Ferguson's out. So I don't know if there's really an edge here for Schoonmaker. I think I'll probably leave that alone. That might be more of like a DFS play if you guys play DFS, just because he'll be a kind of a minimum price guy. Let's see here. What else do we got? I don't know why. I think I'll have NFL. No, I got to select NFL only. I'm having some college pop up here. So we do have college plays that pop up, or we do have college for the Proptimizer as well. But I like to, for the most part, I like to stick with the NFL and just get those plays throughout the week for you guys, because I am more of an NFL guy than college for sure. So let's see. Let's go down the list a little bit. So I did also like Ty Chandler over receiving yards. He looked good at the end of last year. You see these 3 games. Let's see. And then you have Aaron Jones, who I think they probably want to limit touches to because he's kind of injury prone. So, and Ty Chandler can be explosive. So 25% edge here. I'm taking taking the over on Ty Chandler there. Over 9.5 receiving yards. We're projecting them at almost 16. So I do like this play a lot. I also do want to take a look at Van Jefferson. I don't remember what he got last week, but Pittsburgh, he's the second receiver on Pittsburgh now, which is pretty wild. He still didn't have, he only had 1 receiving yard. So don't love that, but just kind of wanted to see where he ended up last week as the number 2 receiver on Pittsburgh. Samaje Perine over, I think I took him over 8.5 yards, and he's still over. So I'll take him on Prize Picks at over 8.5 yards. I don't know if I did, but I'm just gonna put that in, and I'll show you guys in a second on Prize Picks. But I will take him because he's at 10.5 yards right now on the books. So we're gonna take him on Prize Picks with Trey Palmer, and we're gonna put that in Prize Picks, and then we'll make a slip here, and I'll show you guys at the end. All right, so P. Ryan, 5 out of his last 5. If you take a look at his last one against just this year, because he's only been with Kansas City for 1 game, he had 23 yards this past week. So definitely like that. I know Isaiah Pacheco is going to be getting the ball, but he's not going to be in every single snap, and P. Ryan is that 3rd down receiving back anyway. So that's probably 1 or 2 catches, right, for him. So we like that. And then what did Mahomes have as far as rushing yards? He had a big rushing day, but you never know. That's kind of a tough one too, is rushing yards for a QB. Those are tough to predict. So I'm not a huge fan of those with guys like Mahomes. I mean, he's only hit that 2 out of his last 5. Purdy, I did take the over on passing yards, over 232.5. So see, so it's already up to 242 on Prize Picks. So I'm not going to take him there. But I kind of just wanted to show you guys what some of the picks that I had taken are. So Will Disley was one I liked with the Chargers, just because they don't have a lot of receivers. So I'm not going to take him at Prize Picks because he's at 7.5 there, and he's at 6.5 on Underdog. So if you want to take him on Underdog, I would take him there. He's at 8.5 on Sleeper, but I'm going to take him where the value is, and I've already done that. But just wanted to show you guys that, kind of how I think there. Let's see, Chase Brown, I liked over 9.5 receiving yards. I think I might have gotten him at 10.5. So over 9.5, definitely like that a lot. That one is only, that one's at MGM and Sleeper. So I took him wherever I took him, probably Fliff or something. Rashad White over 25 receiving yards. Let me see. It's Alex from Florida. I can take a look for you, see what we have. So let me just go over Zamir White, and then we'll take a look at Rashad White for you. So Zamir White over 10.5 rushing attempts. I like this play a lot. He's already at 12 on Prize Picks. So this is on Underdog. If you have Underdog or Sleeper, I would take him because he's getting super juiced up here. So I would definitely hit the Rashad White over 10.5 rushing attempts, because that is super low. I know he's going up against the Ravens, but the Raiders are going to try to slow down the clock. And so that should be a slam dunk there. Let's take a look at Rashad White for you. Let me see. Player. We'll go to Rashad White. There we go. So not really a huge edge. The line right now is let's see, what did you say? Over 25 yards playing from behind. Yeah, again, I see some more of you hopped on. Feel free to ask any questions. We got Alex from Florida asking about Rashad White over 25 receiving yards against, playing from behind against Detroit. We have a total of 51 on the game. And right now, our Proptimizer has him we're taking the under right now on Sleeper. That's the highest book at 29.5. We have him projected, Alex, at 26. So that's really tight. It's not a play that I would play. Just not, a 1% edge there. We're looking for green. So 10% or more is what we're looking for. So not necessarily a play that I would play. Now, rushing attempts, that's something I'll play, right? Because if you're able to get him at under 14.5 rushing attempts because you think that they're gonna be playing from behind and he's gonna be catching the ball, now that's a play I would take, right? So 21% edge under 14.5, the odds right there are minus 142. But if you get him on Sleeper, you can pair him up with something else and get, a better play. So that one, he smashed that last week. Yeah, but let's see. That was against Washington though, right? I mean, well, last week, let's see. He only had 15 rushing attempts. So 15 rushing attempts, and then receiving yards, he did have 75. So I don't know how many, I mean, you never want to just look at the week before anyway, but Rashad White stats, let's see how many catches that was on. I'm just trying to play, we just play the overall numbers and we're taking a look at book lines. The books are the smartest, they have the sharpest lines. So, when we look at last week and we just try to go off of that and play for this week, that's not really the greatest strategy. I know what you're talking about, but that's kind of how they get you, right? So let's see at last week. Six. Yeah, he had 6 receptions for 75 yards. So could it happen again? Sure. But he had a 32-yard reception. I mean, it's Rashad White too. I don't think he generally has 12.5 yards a reception. So let's see what else we got. So let's go ahead and pull up. So we were looking at top props on the Proptimizer. We'll take a look at them for Prize Picks. I know a lot of people like Prize Picks. I was trying to build a Prize Pick slip anyway. So let's take a look at the NFL for tomorrow. And we will see what the top plays are. So if you guys are a Sharp App Pro member, just kind of how you use this is, or a DFS Army member, a VIP member, you also have access to the Proptimizer. We're getting, for the Sharp app, we're getting 60 books added to the Proptimizer. We'll also have Pick 6 is going to be, we're going to have, 60 books. So we're going to have a number of different books on here. We're going to be looking at Pick 6. We're going to be able to look at everything. I'm not sure actually if it's all going to be, it should be on the Proptimizer, but Kyle Juszczyk is the top one here, but you want to take a look. Sometimes we have the Sharp app projection higher, so that's a fade for me. we have the sharp at projection at 14.5, but we're looking at just the book lines. That's why it's taking the under here, because some of the book lines are at 4.5. So I took over 4.5 on just, and that's where it was telling us to take the over, but I would fade the under here on 6.5. I'm just going to go ahead and fade that. Same with Taysom Hill. He's too unpredictable there. Josh Jacobs under 16.5. I don't love that because that could be one catch for him. Malik Willis is playing. I think that's definitely an X factor there. That could, he could be dumping the ball off against him. So that's just kind of my thinking on these picks. But we do have so when we look at prize picks, we have a percent chance actually to win. So we're looking at above 54% in the green. So we're in the 60s now, right? So that looks really good with the NFL season with week 2. So Samaje Perine is my first play that I like over 8.5 yards, like I had mentioned before, and I told you guys. So that's why we're taking him over 8.5. Khalif Raymond on the under, but then we have him projected at 29. So I'm fading that. Zamir White, I just don't know about the Raiders. I'm a Raiders fan, and I just don't know how they're going to use these guys, these other backs. It didn't seem like he was catching the ball. I don't love to just look at last week, but I'm not going to play off of I'm not going to play this play. Same thing with Dontavian Wicks here. Let's see. Let me see what play is the first one that we like here. Potentially Najee Harris, potentially over 6.5 yards receiving. I know Jaylen Warren is sure. Sorry, I'm reading your comment, Alex. Yeah, plus just wondering how we view, Alex is just wondering how we view last year. Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely something to take into consideration. And I've mentioned that when I pulled these up. I am saying the last 5 or 15, and coaches and players change. So, you definitely want to have that in your head as far as when you're taking a look at these, but because we don't have the data for this year. So I'm heavily weighting. The way I look at it is I'm heavily weighting this week 1 and what happened in week 1, but I also don't like to base decisions off of week 1, right? So I want to wait. In my mind, I want to heavily weight week 1, but I'm also going to look at the last 15 games. So if you kind of have to look at, is this player new to the team? How does this team play? So if you're looking at somebody like Najee Harris, the Steelers play how the Steelers play, regardless of who their quarterback is. They play slow, methodical. They play, hard-nosed football. They like to play defense. They like to run the ball. Najee Harris is going to run the ball, and we can kind of take a look and see what he's going to do as far as Najee Harris goes. Now, other players, it could be a little bit tougher because they're on a different team. So Najee Harris could be a play that we play over 6.5 because we're looking at the other books. They have him at 7.5. We're looking for value, and they have him all the way up to 10.5. So I'll go ahead and put him in for our prize pick slip. So I have Trey Palmer over 8.5. I'm just looking for value. Samaje Perine, and then I'll show you guys the slip so you can tail it if you want to. And then Najee Harris here over 6.5 receiving yards. I'm just kind of putting some a prize pick slip together. So we're looking for value. We're looking for kind of the best value on the board. I don't know. Hopefully that answered your question, Alex. Let's see. Nelson Aguilar, we have him as well. And then, so Jerome Ford is, Will Levis is one that I've taken the under on already at 199. So I definitely am not going to take the over on 193 and just kind of, try and win both of them. I'm just going to fade that one on Will Levis going up against the Jets, but I did take the under earlier. I don't know what the total was on that, but it was 200 something, I thought, actually. So Jerome Ford, wanted to take a look at him over receiving yards, over 19.5 receiving yards. We got him projected for 23. We take a look. He had 25 against Dallas last week. Last 5. I mean, yeah, we don't want to really look at the last 5 just because Kareem Hunt was on the team. But if you do take a look at the last 5, it's still 60%, even with, a pass catching back. So going up against Jacksonville, they're obviously behind, though, against Dallas. Are the Browns going to be behind? This could be a potential play, though. 19.5 on Prize Picks. Everywhere else except for Sleeper has them higher. So there's definitely some value there. And that's really what we're looking for, on these picks. So I'll go ahead and put Jerome Ford in here over 19.5. I mean, he's going to get some catches. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got a 4 pick. I don't know if we should go 5 here, if we should go 4. Or if anyone going to play this slip, what do you guys think? Let me know. If you're looking for a 4 pick, a 5 pick, I'll just keep going down the line here on the Proptimizer. So I'll show you my slip that I'm putting together since we had a bunch more people hop on the stream. I got a slip for Prize Picks that I'm putting together off of our Proptimizer. And I will share my screen for Prize Picks. Let's see. There we go. So I took some of the top plays off the Proptimizer. I got Trey Palmer over 8.5 receiving yards, Samaje Perine over 8.5. These were all value plays right now that we got on the board. Najee Harris over 6.5, and then Jerome Ford over 19.5. So I don't know. If we play a 5 pick, this is going to be a 10-time slip right here. So I'll take a look at anything else that we have on the board for Prize Picks. But I kind of like the 4 picks. The 5 picks are good as well because you can, if you do miss one, you can still hit on Prize Picks, get, whatever that is. I don't know if that's 2 times your money sometimes. But let's go back to the Proptimizer. All right. So our next plays on the board, we got Trey Palmer already. Let's see here. So Rico Dowdle, kind of interesting. I'm not sure about that. I love it. With Zeke and Tolbert, it's kind of a weird backfield right there. Jonathan Taylor is an interesting one to me because I don't know why he's not like getting more catches, even like last year too. So it's super weird, but they do have him projected for the over here. I just don't love it. Let's see. The one that's kind of interesting to me is Marvin Harrison Jr. under 5 receptions. I know he's going to get more catches this week. I'm sure that Kyler Murray got scolded this week and told that he needs to throw the ball to their number 1 draft pick. But I also know that he might not care that much. So that's kind of my thinking on that. And we still haven't projected to the under at 4.38 at a 55% chance hit rate here. I mean, maybe he hits the 5 and we get a push. So I kind of like the under here. If we look at all the other books too, this is pushing me more towards the under. They're mostly at 4.5. So I'm going to go ahead and take the under here on Marvin Harrison Jr. against the Rams. And then I'm going to put it in as a 5-pick right here. So let's go ahead and do it. We got some value there. Prize Picks is, I think, a little bit behind on this one. Should be 4.5. So let's see what the 5 correct. Yeah, so 5 correct is 10 times. 4 correct is 2 times. So what do you guys think? Anybody? Let's see. If I would play at 5-pick, I like it. Okay. Richardson only had 9 completions last game, and Minshew was a better passer last year. True. All right, so let's go ahead and put this slip in for you guys. So we got Marvin Harrison under 5 receptions, Jerome Ford over 19.5 receiving yards, Najee Harris over 6.5 receiving yards, Samaje Perine over 8.5 receiving yards, and then Trey Palmer over 8.5 receiving yards. So we're gonna put this in for 100 to win 100. Let's do it. All right, there we go. Let's see if I wonder if we have enough to make another play here. You guys want to make another play? Should we make another Prize Picks play? I say we make another one. I'll make one more and then we'll be close to the hour mark. I promised my wife she wants some ice cream, so and to watch a show. So let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So we got, let's see our next pick here. I'm not a big fan of kickers. Not sure about that. Christian Kirk. This one's kind of interesting. A little tight there, though. Sharp apps right at that 4.05, right at the Prize Picks line. I like to see a little bit of a discrepancy, a little bit different there. So, and I feel like the one with the biggest difference here is going to be Sam Darnold, which is kind of what you're talking about, Alex. Is like, if you look at Sam Darnold over his last 15 games, he's been under this 15 times. So this is really a tough one. I know he's got JJ, he's got Jordan Addison, he's got better receivers on this team, but that one is tough for me to pick. So I don't know. You guys let me know. Should I take Sam Darnold over? It's screaming over on the books, but his last 15 is not screaming over. So that one, 238, yeah, that's a big under. I'm just gonna fade it because the books are saying over, but Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold, right? So I think I'm just gonna fade it. I am not gonna take the under. I'm not gonna go against the books, but I'm not gonna go with them either. So that's a fade for me. Let's roll with Ramondre. I'm with Ramondre though. Well, even him. Kind of look at New England. I do like it. What do you guys think? So Ramondre over 14.5 receiving yards. He looked really good last week, but. He didn't get a lot. He didn't get a bunch of catches either. So this is a little bit of value here. The books have him at 15.5. Prize Picks have him at 14.5. So it's about a minus 137. So we don't have to pay the juice at Prize Picks. So it's showing that Aaron Rodgers for sure had struggled against the Niners, but I think that Sam Darnold has better receivers, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback. So good point. So I don't know. Ramondre Stevenson is a possibility. Gerald Everett under 18.5 here. I think I like this play for Gerald Everett on Chicago. He's on a new team. He's the backup tight end. You got Cole Kmet, who's a better tight end at this point. And then you got, I don't know if Keenan Allen, he should be playing, right? I'd have to see. But, and then you got Williams, who might not even, we'll see, he didn't even throw for 100 yards. We'll see if he can throw it for 100 yards this week, right? So I kind of like this. I'm definitely taking this under on Gerald Everett. I do just want to see if Keenan Allen is playing. I think I'll still play Jared Everett, but it is interesting because Allen and Odunze are game time decision calls. So let's see. That could be interesting because they're not going to have a lot of pass catchers if they're, technically their number 2 and 3 receivers are out. And then you're just going to have DJ Moore and Cole Kmet, and then probably Gerald Everett after that, right? So I'm still taking under here with Everett. So we're going to do that. We're going to take that under. And let's go to our next play. Let's see. So we'll do that one. Andre Iosivas. I think so we got him projected under 4 receptions. Yeah, he had 3 catches last week with T. Higgins out going up against KC. That's going to be a tough matchup for him. Under 4. Every other book has him at 3.5. I kind of like this play as well. Last 10, 15. Obviously, that doesn't matter with T. Higgins out. Wasn't always out. But I think this is going to be our next play here, because I think 3 catches against New England, and then you got a tougher matchup here. So I like, and then Prize Picks is not in line with the rest of the market. So we're getting some value here. So let's take Andre. Under 4 receptions. There we go. Be our second pick there. All right. And then let's see who else we got. Cortland Sutton. What did he have last week? So this is going to be a tough matchup for the Broncos. So we had 4 catches. We projected him at 4. Don't love that. I think it's going to be another tough matchup, but they really have nobody else to throw to. So I think they're pretty in line right there. Jamal Williams, rush attempts, pretty in line there. Bijan Robinson. So we project him for more than 29.5 receiving yards. We're projecting him at 37 about. So we'll take a look. It looks like the rest of the market. So Prize Picks has him at 29.5. Most of the market has him at 31.5. So we're getting some value here. Well, it looks kind of mixed. FanDuel has it at 27.5. And then DraftKings at 29.5. What do you guys think Bijan's going to do this week? Bijan. What did he do last week? It's not pulling up a game log, so we'll pull up Bijan. He had, what did he have? Bijan had, he had 43 yards, 43 yards last week. So over 29.5. I think we like that, you know. I think we'll take that for Bijan. Who are they playing? Philly? Yeah, I think he can do that. I think we're getting some value here. So we'll take Bijan over 29.5. I got him in my Dynasty League, so not that that matters or anybody cares, but it was my number 2 pick. I took Justin Jefferson first, but only because I got Jefferson at like the 11th pick. So 29.5, that's our 3rd pick there, Bijan. We'll take that. All right. And then, so Brandon Ayuk, nope, we're not touching that because the Sharp app had him projected at over, and then the books have him under, so that one's a little tough. Tank Dell, not much of an edge there, so over 52.5, and then we're projecting them at 53.77. I think that's a little tight there. And then you got, so many receivers over there right now, like Stephon Diggs. You got Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, and then you got Mixon catching the ball. So I'm not going to take that one, but I just want to let you guys know kind of how I'm thinking about this. So Tyquan Thornton was involved in the game last week, and I kind of feel like that's because Jacoby Brissett, doesn't seem like he was doing too good, and Tyquan Thornton seems like he's kind of like that slot guy, right? That close to the line of scrimmage. So potentially him. Don't love it. I kind of want to get a play that I love here. How many receptions did Jefferson have? I mean, the Niners are going to be all over him. He only had 4 last week. I really hope it'd be nice to see him have a big week with Sam Darnold. I'm rooting for those two because Sam Darnold's gotta do it with this complement of receivers. He's got a tough matchup, but I mean, this is his chance, man. All right, Javonte Williams. Let's see. Nothing's like popping out at me yet that I love. I don't know if you guys see anything on the Proptimizer that's popping out. Rush attempts, Derrick Henry, under 18. He had 19 last week. I thought he was going to be under. I took the under last week on Derrick Henry rushing attempts just because he's older. You got Lamar running the ball, but they just fed him the ball, man. So I don't know. And I think they're going to be able to run the ball, but this is a potential play that I like here because I think that you don't want to wear that guy down. We haven't projected at under 16. Let's see. The market has 17.5. The Prize Picks is the only one that has him at 18. So I kind of like Derrick Henry there as a 4th pick. Yeah. So I might take that. Let's see if we got anything else before we get into the yellow here, because that might be our final play. See if I like anything better than Derrick Henry under 18. I do not. So I'm going to take Derrick Henry under 18 rushing attempts. And I do think that, if they do get ahead of the Raiders, that he's going to, they're not going to have him running the ball. They'll have somebody else running the ball and rest Derrick Henry if they're blowing them out, which is definitely a possibility. So let me pull up prize picks for you guys. This one, we did a 5-pick. This one, we'll do a 4-pick. Let's see. So we got, we'll pull up Derrick Henry here. And we'll put this slip in. So make sure you guys subscribe. I just started doing Twitch and Twitter. So I'm trying to, I really want to get into doing these streams every day and like building slips with everybody, going over the Proptimizer, showing you guys what we're about at the Sharp app. So helping you out with some free content as well. So please subscribe and like on Twitch and Twitter. I'm at _Schwami on Twitch. And then I believe, what am I on X? What the hell is my name? Just the Schwami. Yeah. Cool. All right. So let's see. So this is our pick here. Gerald Everett, less than 18.5 receiving yards. Andre Iosivas, under 4 receptions. Bijan, over 29.5 receiving yards. And then Derrick Henry, under 18 rushing attempts. So we're going to lock this baby in for $100 for 10 times 4-pick. Let's lock that in. So we just did 2 slips that were straight off of our Proptimizer tool. So we did that one. If you hopped on later, I'll leave this up for you guys so that you can see the other one that we did. But make sure that you hit me up. I also was talking about Fliff. I have that promo code in my description on YouTube. On my other videos, I got a promo code TYTKX that'll get you a $100 deposit match on Fliff. You can get your free pick for Sean O'Malley tonight. You put $10 for him to land 1 strike, and you double your money. So it's basically a free $10 on top of your $100 deposit match on Fliff. If you want to become a member of Sharp App Pro, where you can use this Proptimizer on your own, and you don't have prize picks or prize picks, underdog, or sleeper, all you have to do is use promo code Schwami, make a deposit, and then send me a DM with proof, and I will send you a code for 2 months free of Sharp App Pro. So all you have to do is make a new account. If you don't have one, if you know what I'm saying, my wife likes to play prize picks or sleeper. My wife, in quotes, she has accounts, all kinds of accounts. So if you have a new account, you can, send me that DM with the proof of deposit with my code, and then I'll give you a code for 2 free months, and you can get all these tools, all of our picks, and all of our pro picks. We got Statsational, who is a top 10 DFS player in the world, putting out all kinds of good picks for us, and then we have all kinds of experience in there. We are absolutely crushing the books. Like I said, especially with these props right now in the first few weeks of the season, this is where you're going to make a ton of money. But as always, hit me up with any questions. I appreciate y'all for being on here. I didn't schedule this, so it was fun. Thanks, Alex, for being interactive. And yeah, good luck, everybody. I'll try to get on tomorrow morning before the games. But yeah, this was fun. We'll see you guys. Thanks.